Welcome to American Nightmares, where the stories aren't just scary, they're real enough to make you question what lurks in the shadows. Tonight, we venture deep into the forests of Oregon, to a place locals call the Howling Woods, where hikers vanish without a trace and glowing eyes watch from the mist. Marcus Johnson thought it was just a legend, but the forest had other plans. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll never look at the woods the same way again. If you think you've heard every scary story about the woods, think again. Deep in the forests of Oregon, there's a place locals call the Howling Woods, where hikers vanish without a trace, and strange, glowing eyes watch from the fog. Marcus Johnson thought it was just a legend until the night he entered and the forest decided he would never leave. By the time the howls reached him, it was already too late. Marcus had always been drawn to adventure. At 28, he had trekked across the Rockies, kayaked the Mississippi, and camped under Nevada's desert skies. But Oregon's dense, misty forests called to him in a way no other place had. The town of Havenwood, nestled at the edge of the mountains, was small, quiet, almost frozen in time. "Man, this place is creepy," Marcus muttered, adjusting his backpack. His best friend, Jess Thompson, a tech-savvy skeptic, rolled her eyes. "You said that yesterday, too. Just stick to the trail and stop overthinking." Marcus laughed. "Relax, Jess. Worst-case scenario, we get some epic shots for the channel." They set up camp near a bubbling creek, the scent of pine thick in the air. Shadows stretched across the ground as night fell. Marcus turned on his camcorder, narrating softly. "You can feel it, Jess. The forest, it's alive. It's just the wind, right?" Hours later, Marcus awoke to a strange sensation. The feeling of being watched. A low, guttural howling echoed through the trees. Something moved just beyond the firelight. Jess whispered, "Did you hear that?" Marcus nodded, swallowing hard. Probably a coyote, but the footprints around their camp weren't animal tracks. They were long, twisted, and vanished into the dense trees. Something human, yet impossible. The next morning, they pressed on. Marcus filmed as they navigated winding paths and misty ridges. "Check this out," Marcus said, pointing to a gnarled tree. Deep scratch marks covered its bark. Jess frowned. "Symbols. Yeah. Looks like someone carved them intentionally," Marcus said, his eyes narrowing. "Maybe old legends about the woods." Fog rolled in as they hiked further, thick and blinding. The trail twisted unnaturally, and Marcus realized his GPS had stopped working. "Great," Jess muttered. "We're lost." A sudden snap of a branch. Marcus froze. Something or someone was behind them. Then a whisper, soft, mocking. "Leave. Now. Only fog and trees." As night fell, they stumbled across an abandoned cabin hidden behind a ridge. Its wood was rotted, windows shattered. "Shelter for the night," Marcus said reluctantly. Inside, dust coated every surface. On the walls were grotesque drawings of twisted faces and humanoid figures. Symbols similar to the ones on the trees were etched into the floorboards. Jess whispered, "We shouldn't be here." Wind rattled the broken windows, carrying faint whispers. Marcus tried to sleep, but shadows moved unnaturally. A soft scratching at the door startled them. The scratching grew louder. Then the door burst open. A figure appeared, impossibly tall, gaunt, with eyes glowing red in the dark. It moved unnaturally fast. Marcus swung a log at it, but the figure vanished into the fog, leaving a cold, oppressive silence behind. At dawn, Marcus explored the cabin cautiously. Beneath the floorboards, he discovered a hidden journal. Its pages were brittle and yellowed. The journal spoke of the Howler, a forest spirit who fed on fear and lured travelers to their deaths. Every victim ignored warnings. Few escaped. The last page was smeared with blood. The Howler sees all. You are next. Do not trust the woods. Jess grabbed Marcus's arm. We need to get out, now. They tried retracing the trail, but the forest seemed alive, shifting and changing. The howling grew louder, angrier. Something stalked them, moving faster than any human could. Branches lashed, roots tripped them, and cold hands seemed to brush their backs. Marcus felt eyes burning into his skin. Then, in a clearing, the silhouette appeared. Tall, still, yet terrifyingly alive. Its eyes glowed red. A predator waiting. Run, Marcus shouted, and they sprinted blindly, the forest twisting around them. Every path led them back to the same place. The Howler toyed with them like a game. Exhausted, they finally stumbled upon a small ranger outpost. Ranger Mike, weathered and serious, emerged with a shotgun. You two are lucky, he said. Most don't survive the howling woods after dark. It doesn't like witnesses. Marcus and Jess collapsed, gasping for air. Behind them, the forest whispered, promising return. Back in Portland, Marcus uploaded the footage to his channel, but something unnerving appeared in every shot. Faint red eyes watching from the fog. He never returned to Havenwood, but sometimes, late at night, he could hear it. Distant howling, a chilling reminder that the howling woods was still out there, waiting for the next foolhardy adventurer. Marcus Johnson survived the howling woods, but the forest never forgets. Every shadow, every whisper, every howl could be watching you, waiting for the next unwary traveler. If you dare, explore the comments and tell us. Would you enter the howling woods, knowing what lies within? Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join the American Nightmares community, where every story chills you to the bone, and the nightmares never end. Until next time, sleep lightly. Why this works.